Maritimers barely getting a break. One storm moving out from the weekend and another one moving in late Tuesday into Wednesday morning. This is in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia, illustrating how much snow already is on the ground after the weekend storm. Temperatures are going to be dropping through the overnight. So Tuesday, a much colder day across Atlantic Canada versus Monday. There's the winter storm watch encompassing all of PEI, Nova Scotia, much of New Brunswick as well. We're talking about a tremendous amount of snow on top of what you've already seen in some areas. 20 to 30 centimeters, not out of the question. This is what we're expecting snowfall total wise. We've got the white, that's the heaviest amount of snow, and then the dark blue is second, the 10 to 20 centimeters, Halifax included in that. Of course, the fear would be frostbite. Incidentally, minus 28 with a minus 36 wind chill in Ottawa on Tuesday morning. If you have kids that wait for a bus, the buses may be delayed because of the cold. You may want to give them a ride. So just keep that in mind. Widespread. Look at this huge chunk of real estate under wind chill warnings. It extends all the way into southern Manitoba. For Ontario, you're looking at minus 30 to minus 35, and that's for southern areas, including Toronto. We do have snow squall watches and warnings as well around both Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. Those squalls really get going on Tuesday. Just when one storm departs, another one on the way in. That's the situation in Atlantic Canada. This is Bonavista. Dean, thank you for this, showing us the strong winds and the pounding waves through the area. We still have some snow in western Newfoundland through the overnight hours, but the bigger storm is coming early Wednesday morning for the Maritimes, continuing through the day on Wednesday in Newfoundland. And we're talking about blizzard conditions in some cases, so a lot more snow and some powerful winds as well. And this is not going to wrap up until Thursday. And even at that point, we're looking at sea effect snow on the backside of this. So some areas getting additional amounts of snow. And the cold is moving in across much of the east, although parts of the west, too, bitterly cold through the overnight Monday. So we've got wind warnings in place. Labrador and adjacent areas of Newfoundland along the northern peninsula. These winds gusting to 100 km. That will be primarily Tuesday evening. And then we've got snow squalls, places like Blanc-Sablon, for example, in Quebec. And that will be through late Monday into early Tuesday morning. So that warning may come to an end. But in the meantime, these are the totals that we're talking about Tuesday night through Thursday. The heaviest amounts of snow, 20 to 30 centimeters. So northern areas of Newfoundland, parts of Nova Scotia as well. And you've just seen a storm. This is, by the way, if you get great video, you want to show it off, theweathernetwork.com, or you can use your app as well. And you may see it right here. Okay, so storm prep. That's what you need to be doing now, because this storm is coming in again late Tuesday into Wednesday. These are storm totals from the last storm, so you're barely going to be cleaning this up before the next one comes in. And temperatures are going to be cold, so it's not going to melt. No, not on its own, not this time. With temperatures as cold as they are, we're talking about Charlottetown being minus 13 on Tuesday versus temperatures around 1 degree on Monday. So yes, much colder. So there goes the cold front. Temperatures dropping on the backside of this. The other system is moving in, and this one's going to have a big impact on the U.S. as well, the eastern seaboard. If you are traveling, you're going to want to be aware that places like Boston and D.C. are going to be very stormy on Tuesday. Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia, and more coming. Yes, this is what we're calling an old-fashioned winter. And January, after a little bit of a winter mission, we were talking about the temperatures being mild and some of that snow melting. Well, that's over. We're back into it again. These are winter storm watches across all of PEI, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton, and much of New Brunswick. But don't be surprised if these are upgraded to winter storm warnings, even blizzard warnings potentially, because of the wind that is coming with all of that snow. Mainland Nova Scotia, some areas getting as much as 30 centimeters, so 20 to 30 centimeters with this, again, on top of all the snow you've already seen. So this system in its development stages, moving in. And then we've got, this is showing Tuesday night into Wednesday, continuing across Newfoundland. Again, cold and windy on the backside of this. And then another system potentially in time for the weekend. But we'll get to that later. Let's go to northern Ontario. Wow, that is a lot of snow, and it's cold too. John, thank you for this. Looks like the dog's having a good time. Don't lose the ball. I've done that before. Threw the ball to my dog. We never saw it again. Landed in snow. She couldn't find it. Okay, so she's not ready for the police academy. But winter storm, winter squall watches. We've got snow squall warnings as well. This is going to continue. Remember, in Ontario, very, very cold. We've got widespread wind chill warnings in place.
Go to the Weather Network.
Looking spectacular on Monday night, but it is spectacularly cold. Temperatures continue to drop. They started dropping in the early morning on Monday, continued through the day. And by Tuesday morning, we're looking at temperatures in the -20s and wind chills in the -30s. I'm Kim McDonald. This is your regional forecast. And we do have widespread wind chill warnings in place, Toronto and Hamilton included in that. And again, we're talking about temperatures dropping to the -20s, extreme cold weather alert, meaning they're trying to get homeless people off the street, making extra beds for them available, that kind of thing, because this is dangerous cold, especially in the overnight and the early morning hours. -22 feeling like -32 in Toronto, -20 feeling like -30 in Hamilton, and then when we go towards Barrie, feeling like -34 in the morning. So very, very cold. You know, one way to get out of the winter blues, if you can't, say, travel somewhere warm, somewhere south, why not jump up and down? Here's Kasia.
We are now chatting about beating the winter blues and finding a fun indoor sport or activity for the kids. We're at Airborne Trampoline in Mississauga with Bryson, the head coach here. Bryson, it's not just about jumping up and down. The kids, the adults, they're learning more than that, aren't they?
A young lad.
That's great. Okay, so I promised you that I'm going to give this a try. Bryson did give me a nice little orientation in the beginning, and I have to tell you, this is so fun. There is no way you could be sad or depressed, regardless of the month, regardless how cold it is here. And I was taught this is called the seat drop. Ah! Oh no, I did it wrong. Bryson, don't learn from me, okay? And then finally, there's the stop drop, it's called, right? Okay, so you jump up and down, jumping up and down, I'm already doing things wrong, and the stop drop goes like this. Huh? There you go.
That's amazing. Okay, so temperatures will remain below seasonal for the foreseeable future. We don't even get close to seasonal until Saturday, and even then we're still cooler than average. But again, keep in mind the wind chills will be at their worst in the early morning hours. Bundle up. But now we're looking at temperatures close to -20, wind chill warnings in the -30s in southern Ontario, well below the seasonal average. Hi, I'm Kim McDonald. Yes, we haven't had a winter like this in a while, but this is it, the old-fashioned Canadian winter. And I'm thinking about a few people. First of all, the homeless. This is a terrible winter for the homeless. And I know that extra shelters are being opened in Toronto, for example, with extreme cold weather alerts. They are opening facilities, letting people come in. They are driving around, making sure that people are inside because it's dangerous cold. We have widespread wind chill warnings in place. We expect temperatures to continue to drop through the overnight. And in the morning, we're looking at temperatures that feel like the -30s. And when you get that cold, look at this. This is wind chill hazard. So -27 to -39. That's where we'll be sitting for the morning hours. We're looking at the risk of frostbite in 10 to 30 minutes. In Winnipeg, for example, they have wind chills in the -40s early on Tuesday. And so then you're talking about frostbite in 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes perhaps. Okay, so this is Tuesday morning. Be aware that school buses may be delayed because they can't get them going. It's going to be a cold start. You may want to drive your kids to school, that kind of thing, and make sure they are bundled up, nothing exposed for any length of time. We have the risk of snow squalls all around Georgian Bay and Lake Huron, including places like Sarnia and Goderich, and the cold will continue right through the week.
During the winter, we talk about wind chill, or how our temperatures can actually feel colder because of the wind. But what we're actually talking about is the difference between our skin and the air temperature around it. Think of your body like a heat bubble. Our body produces heat and it envelops us, keeping us cozy until a cold wind comes along and disperses that heat from all different directions, making us feel colder. Now our body actually has to work harder. So how do we measure wind chill? Well, we actually use a chart. Let's say it's -5 Celsius outside. Now we add a 30-kilometer-an-hour wind. Now it feels like -13. And that's the key word. It feels. Imagine a car. A car has an engine that heats up. But no matter how strong the winds are, we cannot take a car down to a temperature lower than the actual reading outside because a car can't feel. But you and I can. So that's why it's important that you stay bundled up this winter.
No big surprise across much of the U.S. and Canada, too. The trend is cold when it comes to hashtags on Twitter. A lot of people talking about it. So let's see some of the top trending tweets. _Illinois says very cold temps tonight and tomorrow. Have blankets, hats, gloves, extra clothing in your vehicle in case you get stranded. Good advice. Blizzard of 96 says brutal stretch of cold on the way. Temp won't rise above -10 until Friday evening. Warmth only lasts one day before we're back in the freezers. Talking about Toronto in general. And Marcelo one says, you know it's cold in Thunder Bay when the inside of your garage door looks like this. Brr.
Closed captioning.